Let me tell you a secret. You don't have to run to improve your endurance. Just thought I'd let you know. So if you're coming back from an injury, if you're coming back from time off, if you're taking up the sport for the first time, or if you have a poorly developed aerobic base, then yeah, you may want to take a look because these results are amazing. So stick to the end because I'm going to go through all of the data so you can actually see how you can get faster by not running. Improving your aerobic fitness doesn't have to start with you going out and busting out crazy high mileage runs, intensity runs. Like, you don't need to do any of that. And I'm here to tell you there are other ways that you can improve your aerobic base, and you don't have to do it by running. I have been on the trail for like 110 days. And a lot has happened in that time, right? First off, when I started on the trail, I wasn't necessarily in the best headspace. I was not in the best shape. I had gained a lot of weight. My snacking, my eating habits had really digressed a lot. Look, you can be plant powered, but you can still eat a lot of junk. But let's rewind. Let's stop for a minute and go back to the beginning. What the heck am I talking about? I was overweight, struggling with my eating habits. I was not happy, and I was looking for a way out. I was like, I'm done with this. And I kind of went into like, I don't know if it was like a runner's depression, and it really sucked, guys. It was hard. And I found myself deep in the bottom of a Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And yeah, I know it's not vegan, but I didn't give a shit. You see, a couple of years ago, I found myself really not happy sitting on the couch, looking at old running pictures, kind of reminiscing about how awesome it was to be able to do all of those runs and be quite pleased with how I was doing. I started off with weighing 266 pounds and making my way all the way down to about 170 at my lowest. And I couldn't have been happier. I was thrilled. It was just such an amazing feeling. I thought I had got my life back, and I did for a while. And then as the years progressed, something broke me, and I was like, what the heck am I gonna do now? And that was after I didn't qualify for the Boston Marathon, the second attempt that I tried it. And man, it really set me back. Like, I was injured after that race. All the time and energy I put into this thing. And then my world started to implode. Personal things, family things, like everything started to kind of come down on me. And I ended up reaching a bottom in 2019. And I thought, okay, Dave, something's got to give. That led me to discovering the Maffetone Method, a.k.a. heart rate training. And over the course of the pandemic in 2020, I kept plugging away, I kept improving. I found my love of running again. I started to lose weight. I had an idea of running a 100-miler. All of these things were just like, yes. And then in October, I did complete that ultra marathon, that 50-miler that I set up in the Boyne Valley. Boyne Valley is one beautiful part of Ontario. Stunning. It's about an hour and probably about an hour and 10 minutes north of Toronto. And I'll tell you, it's so worth it. There's over 1,000 acres in this area. Now, not all of the park is open. There's a lot that is to be explored. It's a non-operating park. There's no time that it opens or closes. So I thought this would be great considering it was only 5 minutes from my house. After I completed it, I wasn't feeling so good. I felt very disconnected from people. I felt very empty inside. I felt alone. I felt, I don't know, it was just, I don't know, this very empty, hollow feeling. And like I was longing for the days that has just passed. And I was like, I got into like this bad funk. Coming back too fast, too soon. I wasn't very disciplined in, you know, looking after my body. I'd started to gain a little bit of weight back again. I wasn't foam rolling, wasn't stretching, wasn't lifting any weights. I just was not doing anything, and I just started to run again, being very injured after a run. Anyways, I got some help with my physiotherapist, chiropractor, massage therapy. Everything started to improve. And then came the summertime, and then I went on a couple of trail runs, went running with some of my friends, and then boom, I got injured again. This time with shin splints. At first I thought it was a stress fracture. So that kind of sent me down a rabbit hole for a while. But finally, near the end of the year, in September when my daughter went back to university, I started to feel better. So I started to go on hikes with my wife because our daughter was off in university for the first time. You know, we're kind of like empty nesting. My wife and I, we were just like trying to keep ourselves busy. So I thought I'd put my running on hold and support her. And as time went by, you know, it was good. But then in January, she got injured in a couple of places. She has to go for surgery with a couple of personal things that's going on for her. And that doesn't happen until August. So she's been kind of out of commission since probably the beginning of February. February happened. And then I was very intermittent. I was trying to figure out my running, try to figure out how to get back into it. So I started to do some like marathon training because I wanted to run a half marathon in May. So I started to do this type of training. I was doing hill repeats, I was doing my long runs, but it was very sporadic and things weren't going well even with that, even though I thought they were going well. But then the thing with Ukraine happened, and then basically everything just got shattered. I got in another funk, and then we ended up getting a puppy because my wife had wanted a puppy since our other dog had passed away. And I'm like, I don't have time with work and family. And my wife's like, well, don't worry, I'll look after it. And anyways, I thought it would be really good for my wife. She could go hiking with the dog, then I could run. But she got injured, she couldn't take the dog out. So here I was walking the dog. And then it was like, okay, it's March. I'm gonna run this marathon, I'm gonna run this half marathon in May. Yeah, this isn't gonna happen. But I just went out every single day. I just hiked. First, it was just walking on the roads in town. And then I specifically decided that I'd take him out on the trails and we would run in the Boyne Valley. Or not run, that we would hike in the Boyne Valley. And we did, and we kept going, and day after day after day. You know, rain, shine, didn't matter. It was just, let's get out there. And in May, I ended up running a half marathon. Wasn't the best time that I'd ever run, but it was good. At least I was able to achieve it. I was able to finish it. Then I got back, the next day I'm on the trail. I just kept hiking every day. Now, I hadn't done a MAF test in a long time. right? I hadn't done one of those tests to see if I was improving in my cardiovascular system, where I was, what kind of base I had. All I was doing was hiking and that was it. But I set up segments on the trail so I could kind of go back, and on my last video, you see that there. You can see that there were improvements, but I still hadn't done a MAF test until a couple of days ago. And this is where this video really comes in, because today I'm going to reveal to you, I'm going to give you my results from hiking 108 days in a row continuously, and then doing a MAF test. And I'm going to show you the results because they are quite astounding and fascinating to see. And it actually blew my mind. This was my starting point back in September. Okay, now you have to remember, obviously I've been using Maffetone Method many years, like, you know, back in 2020 and then 2021 I had that rough year, and then I started again at the end of last year, just trying to figure out how to make my way back in. So, you know, September 19th, this is what things looked like. 10 kilometers, an hour and 30 minutes, 9-kilometer pace. That was really slow. My heart rate was even high. It was like 143 beats a minute on this particular course. Like, you can either do it running around a track, right? That way everything is like level. You don't have to worry about hills. And then you should decrease in your time as as you run longer and longer. Now, he also said you can run by GPS, meaning we all have GPS watches. So if you run the same route every month, then you can actually see if you are improving or not, right? Because it's the same terrain that you're running on, So I did that in September, and then I did that in October, okay? And I just wanted to see where just a couple of weeks would take me to. It was pretty cool, right? Like, my heart rate came down fairly quick. It was kind of rapid, to be quite honest. I was kind of pleasantly surprised. And my pace was not bad either, right? So 10 kilometers took me an hour and 28 minutes, well, an hour and 29 minutes with a pace of 8:53. That's cool, just for a short period of time, right? And that was just hiking with my wife. So in January, I'd been hiking with my wife for a period of time. As you can see, you know, all the way through October, November, December, you know, into January, it was like, okay, well, how are we now? 10 kilometers, 1 hour, 24 minutes, and it was a pace of 8:26. Super excited and cool with that, right? My heart rate was 137. So I'm really happy. It's keeping a tight number in there. Now, here on March 26th, I wanted to see if I improved even more. Guys, and this is where it started to really floor me, okay? Because in the new year, I was faster. On March 26th, when I did this, my distance, again, 10 kilometers, took me 1 hour, 22 minutes, right? That's 8 minutes and 12 seconds. And looking at it, guys, the numbers speak for itself. It's pretty remarkable. Now, I can see that kilometer 2, 3, and 4, if I compare the two, it's pretty much the same with regards to heart rate. Yeah, okay, it's 1 beat higher. But I mean, when you look at the pace that I was like 33 seconds faster, 36 seconds faster, 36 seconds faster. You want to see it even more amazing? Okay, I'm going to compare March 26th with July 5th. Same route. Now, I was 108 days hiking every single day with my puppy dog. Okay, except for in March. March, I was kind of walking on roads to begin with, but then in April, we kind of made our way out onto the trail. March 26th, 10 kilometers, 1 hour, 22 minutes, 8:12 kilometer pace, right? Not bad. Heart rate, 138, okay? Strava even said, you know, I was working hard at 103, right? That kind of uses the heart rate and tries to come up with a score, right? 218 watts. I am super proud and happy to look at this because right now, on July 5th, this is where I was at, okay? Distance, 10 kilometers, 1 hour, 19 minutes, 30-second pace, 7:56. Super, super cool. This was the MAF test that I had been wanting to do for so long, and I wanted to see where things would would line up. And it did not go as I thought it was going to go. I didn't think I was going to be this fast, right? So if I look at this and I look at kilometer 2, 3, and 4, right? 827, 817, and 751, right? That was back in March. So July 5th, I was 751, 751, 750, okay? 136, 137, 137. MAF test, man, there it is. On the trail, hiking, 36 seconds faster, 26, 1 second, 22 seconds, 2, 10, 49, 30. Like, it's awesome. And then if I break it down a little bit more for you guys, you can see on my 5K, right, back in March 26th, it was like 40 minutes and then 41 minutes on the second. July 5th, it was 39 minutes and then 40 and then 36 and 36. So like way faster when you're comparing the two of them, okay? And yeah, I may have put out a little bit more watts to get the work done, but it's kind of where it came back at, and these are the numbers. Now, I'm gonna show you something awesome. Because I do two different routes, I do one that kind of takes me up by the west end of town, and then I do an other loop that kind of takes me out to the perimeter of the town, and then kind of through this other nice subdivision area. And I wanted to see what my pace would be like and where I'd be at, again, doing another MAF test on that particular run. So I did that the following day. Now guys, this really is something remarkable all in itself. So September 14th, 2021, 10 kilometers, 1 hour, 28 minutes, 55 seconds, 8:53. My average beats was 133, okay? It was a little bit slower on this particular one, but my last kilometer was 139, 8:48. So that was back September. So you boot it all the way up, 10 months have gone by. I went out and I did the exact same route, all right? And this is where it came at. Distance 10 kilometers, 1 hour, 17 minutes, 7:42 pace. And it just kind of blows me away, like looking at the numbers. Yes, my heart rate was a little bit higher than it was back in September. Okay, granted, right? Obviously 4 beats higher average. But if I look at my very last 10 kilometers, right, it was 139 back in September, right? 8:48. July, 7:36. It's the same, like the same route, same last kilometer. So again, it's amazing. And then 5 kilometers, my 5 kilometer pace, right? Back then, 44 minutes, 16 seconds, 44 minutes, 36 seconds, 132 and 135, okay, heart rate. So then I go in July, just this month, 38 minutes, 3 seconds, 39 minutes and 6 seconds, 137, 138. There's no two ways about it. This works. So this is a chart of all the different MAF tests that I've been doing on the trails. And so the numbers kind of fluctuate from kilometer to kilometer. But as you can see, from September to July, there's been a significant drop in my pace. If I take kilometer 2, we went from 9 minutes and 16 seconds in September to 9 minutes and 12 seconds in October. January, 8 minutes and 53 seconds. March, 8 minutes and 17 seconds. And this month in July, 7 minutes and 51 seconds. And I really didn't run. I've just been hiking, and this is what my results are. So you guys can do it too. And you don't have to run. This was all hiking. Yes, there was a couple of runs here and there. Nothing to really nothing to write home about. This works. And I am super excited. So if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling like, God, this sucks and I don't want to walk, like walking isn't going to work, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? Walking does work. Walking does work. Hiking works. Like walking on the road, okay, that's one thing, right? It is what it is. But then you get out onto the trail and you can actually hike and then figure it out and track your numbers to see what's happening with your heart rate. Are you getting stronger? Are you building that aerobic base? Because you can build your aerobic base just by walking, and you can lose the weight because I'm down 15 pounds. Okay? This works. It's happening. There's the numbers, right? So whether you want to disagree or not agree, this is just my results, right? And again, I'm always transparent. All the numbers are there. So that's the way it goes, guys. So I'm continuing to push forward, continuing to improve, continuing to learn to be a student of the sport. This is what I love so much. So I've got a couple of other great videos that I'm lining up for the next couple of weeks. And like I always say, everyone, get out and run, because you can get faster by not running. So maybe walk. Anyways, see you on the next one. Bye.